Good morning, children. Today we are going to see the lesson 3. Okay, matter. Matter, already we have discussed what were all the properties of the matter, what are the three states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases, intermolecular force, intermolecular distance, what is diffusion, why we called gases and liquids as fluids, all things. Now we are going to see the effect of heat on matter. What do you mean? What will happen when you are going to heat the substance? Okay, two things will happen. Either the substance will expand or it will contract. Either the substance will expand or it will contract. Okay, look at the picture. What will happen when you heat mercury? That is what mercury. Take mercury. For heating mercury, then it will slowly expand. Expand means what? Look at this thermometer. Okay, thermometer is the temperature thermometer. Okay, now what will happen? Slowly temperature is increasing. Appo temperature increase ஆக and the heat energy will expand this mercury in the thermometer. So it will be slowly expanding in the scale. So it will slowly increase the height on the scale. So on that scale, the height will be increasing. We will read that scale and we will say today's temperature is 38 degrees Celsius. Similarly, like that. Now, for contraction, you take the ice cube tray from the freezer. Okay, you keep it on the table at the room temperature. Okay, the temperature in the freezer would have been very low, in the negative, say minus 5 degrees Celsius. Now you bring to the room temperature. Room temperature means it is around 25 degrees Celsius. Upper what will happen? You are going to heat. That is, I am going to heat. Aதாவது the body temperature, room temperature is more than the temperature is inside the freezer. Now this will be causing the ice in the ice cube tray to melt. Little water objects will be formed on the corner. Now if you want to take it out, so what will happen? You will be forcing, aதாவது you will be pressing at the corners. Slowly the ice cubes will be coming out. That is, they have contracted. Contracted means they have reduced in size from that particular ice cube tray. That is why we are able to take the ice cubes from there. So when the matter, the three states of matter, you can take either one of them. If they are heated means when you are applying heat on them, it will have either two effects. Either it will be expanding or it will be contracting. So what is that? First thing, when the solids, example, okay, when solids are expanded, you can see this place in the railway tracks. Okay, in the railway tracks, they are the rails are made of iron. Is it not? The rails are made of iron. Between the rail tracks there will be some gap, because in summer the rail tracks will be expanding. Summer means what? There will be heavy heat because of the sun. So then the rails will expand means the solids will expand. So they will be giving that small gap between the two rail tracks. Okay, the particles are not free to move, so the solids do not expand much. We have already learned. In solids, the intermolecular distance is very less, so they cannot expand much. Coming to the liquids, you have this what is this? Mercury expands when heated. That means what? Mercury is a liquid. Okay, it will expand when we are going to heat. Why? Because in liquids the particles have some space to expand. So on the space which they can expand. Coming to the gas, you have this helium balloon which will be expanded. It will be going up and up, because gas there is very less particles, அதாவது we will have lots of space, so they can expand very large. What is this expansion? Substances increase in size on heating. Okay, because the molecules can move and they are loosely arranged. So what is the conditions? In solids it will be least expansion, liquids it will be less, in gases it will be most. Okay, solids it is the least expansion, liquids la konjam expansion irukum, gases la nariya expansion irukum. Coming to the contraction, that means substances will decrease in size. They will decrease in size on cooling. Then during cooling, the molecules will move closer and become tightly packed. So this is known as contraction. So in solids it's the least contraction, liquids less contraction, and in gases most contraction. Coming to the applications, lifetime day-to-day life how are we going to apply this expansion and contraction? Blacksmiths, they want to make some tools அப்படின்னா they will heat it the iron rods, and then they will change the shape. They will expand, they will contract, they will break, they will turn. All is done because of heating. Railway tracks, we have already discussed, all rayed with gaps. Then tightly jammed lids are removed using hot water. இப்போ நம்மளோட அந்த டானிக் பாட்டில்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்குது. இப்போ எக்ஸாம்பிள் they have shown. The tonic bottle is not opening. Tightly jammed lids are removed or using hot water. Hot water. If you pour hot water on the top of the lid, it will slowly expand and you can open the lid easily. These are the day-to-day applications. Now, what will happen in changes of what? Matter. Okay, take the solid. Solid, when it is heated, that is called melting. It will become liquid. When liquid is heated, it will be called evaporation. It will go to gas state. Okay, gas state, from there you can go with the state called deposition. That will come back to the solids. Similarly, coming from the gas if you condense, you will get the liquids. That is, you are going to cool the gas vapor. You will get the liquid. When you cool, that is you freeze the liquid, you will get the solids. Now from the solids, you can go to the gas. This is all the phases changes in matter, but we are concerned about only the heat. So heat problem, when we are going to apply heat, it will be only between solid, liquid and gas. It is only like this. Solid liquid to gas. From gas to liquid to solid. We are not bothered about the solid to gas directly. Okay, va? Now, how are we going to see melting? Melting, we know. Solid it will get the pure water. Examples, ice you get the water. Vaporization or boiling, liquid is converted into the vapor on heating. Okay. Next, condensation, from the vapor on cooling, you will get the liquid. Gases converted into liquid on cooling. It's called as condensation. இப்படிதான் கரெக்டாக நம்மளோட lid, if you take that lid and see, you can see the droplets of water. Okay, coming to freezing, process in which the liquid is converted to solid. Similar, you keep the ice tray inside the freezer. When you remove it, you can see the water which you poured into the ice tray had become ice. Coming to sublimation, the process in which solid is converted to gaseous state directly without the liquid state is known as sublimation. Example, camphor. Camphor, the moment you light it, light பண்ணோம்னா என்னவாகும்? camphor அப்படியே என்னவாயிடும்? அப்படியே புகஞ்சு ஆவியாக போயிடும். அந்த இடத்துல ஒன்றுமே இருக்காது. ஸோ சாலிட் directly goes to gaseous state. Similarly, camphor மாதிரி we have this naphthalene balls. Naphthalene balls, we keep it to avoid the cockroaches. Okay, they all come under sublimation. So what is physical change? Chemical change. Physical change, physically only that will happen. So object will remain but will be in a different state. Pencil, you break into two. So two pencils you have got, but the pencil is pencil only. Similarly, butter, when you melt, it will become liquid butter. Similarly, ice, if you melt, it will become water. Similarly, coming to the chemical change, totally new properties you will be getting. If you burn log or a wood, you will get ash. You cannot get again wood from the ash. Similarly, you are going to bake a cake. You pour sugar, milk and the flour into one bowl and you mix and you make a cake. You cannot get the raw ingredients back again. Similarly, you are going to make an omelette. You take an egg, then you put the omelette. You cannot get the egg back again. Is it not? So these are chemical changes and the difference between the chemical change and the physical change. We will see what is a physical change. The changes in which no new substances are formed. Okay. is known as physical change. Example, melting of ice, melting of butter, evaporation, drying of clothes, and dissolving. Drying of clothes, we know how we dry the clothes in the outside sun. Evaporation, water is getting evaporated in the sea. Okay, dissolving, you are going to mix the salt inside the water. In the example I have shown, you are going to mix the salt inside the water. What will happen? The salt will get dissolved inside the water. So these are all the physical changes. No new substances are formed. So characteristics of the physical changes: no new substances. There is a change only in the physical property like shape, size, state, color, like that only. Then the chemical properties do not change. Then there's change only in the state of matter, and the changes are temporary and they are reversible. You can reverse it. Coming to the chemical changes. Chemical changes, totally new substances are formed. Both the physical and chemical properties are changed. Example, burning of the paper, cooking of food, baking of the cake, then curdling of the milk. Milk means milk is turned into curd, is it not? You cannot get the milk back again. The moment it is curd, you cannot get back the milk again. So new substance, totally new substance is formed, and then they will not be reversible. The changes are not reversible. That is what the characteristics. New products are formed, chemical composition is changed, an irreversible and permanent change, and the energy is produced in the form of light or heat. Okay, go through this video slowly, understand what we are discussed here: the physical change, the chemical change, the effect of heat on matter, how from one state of matter we can go to the another state either by heating or by cooling, what is expansion, what is contraction. Go through one by one slowly, understand this, and then only we can write this true or false. Okay, va? Slowly we have to go again. First of all, we will go through this topic from changes in states of matter. Solid is being heated. Okay, ice heat panina, you will get liquid. From the liquid, if you heat, you will go to the gas. Okay, now the reverse. You are going to cool the gas vapor, you will get the liquid, and when you are cooling the liquid, it will become freezing. Other when you are freezing, you will get the ice. Okay, now coming to the melting. Melting, you know, solid is converted into liquid. That is called melting. Then what is boiling? The liquid is converted to gas upon heating. So that will become boiling. Now what is this condensation? Condensation, the liquid gets converted to gas. Sorry, the gas is converted into liquid on cooling. Okay, you take a vessel like this with a lid. Take a vessel with lid. Pour water, place it on the stove. Heat that vessel. Okay, slowly the water will start evaporating. Okay, you can see the steam coming out. At that time, you close the vessel with the lid. You close the vessel with the lid. What will happen? After some time, you take the lid and you see the water droplets are there on the lid. That means what? When I am going to heat, the water is converted into gas. But at the same time, when I am cooling it, cooling in the sense I am going to reverse. I stop the heating process, I am going to do the cooling. In that case, you will get the liquid back in the vessel lid. So the vapor is converted into liquid on cooling. Freezing, you know, you pour the water in the ice cube tray and keep it in the freezer, you will get all that in the form of a solid. Sublimation, it is a process in which a solid is directly converted to the gas without passing through the liquid state. So that is called sublimation. Example, you have the camphor, naphthalene balls, etc. Okay, then we have this physical change and chemical change differences. Main difference is no new products are formed in the physical change. New products are formed in the chemical change. First difference. Second difference, the physical properties alone are getting changed in the physical changes. Chemical changes, the total chemical properties are changed. Okay. Example, take that of the curd. Curd means what? Tair. Tair formed is from milk. Once the curd is formed from milk, you cannot get the milk again. So all the chemical changes are irreversible. Whereas all the physical changes are reversible in certain or most of the cases. Melting of butter. That means what? You take the butter and you melt. Okay, that means it will come into a liquid form. Now I can again put them in the freezer and I can again get a solid butter again. Okay, so that is why physical changes are reversible, chemical changes are irreversible. Okay, coming to the examples for physical changes, we saw the melting of ice, melting of butter, evaporation, drying of clothes and dissolving. Okay, the no new products are formed. There is a change in the physical property alone. Physical property, the shape or the size or the color or the density, all this only will be changed. Other than that, all the other properties are the same. Chemical properties will not change. Chemical properties do not change. And then there is a change in the state of matter only. All the changes are temporary and are reversible Coming to the chemical changes. Chemical changes, the changes where totally new substances are formed with new chemical properties. Okay, the total chemical properties is new for the new product. Okay, example, you can say curdling of milk, baking of cake, burning of paper, cooking of food. Cooking of food, once your mother is making sambar. Sambar means she will take dal, vegetables, everything. Once she makes sambar, she cannot separate dal, vegetables again. Dal taniya thirupi, she cannot take it out from the sambar. Is it not? Apram, the chemical properties also has changed. Chemical properties, the taste, color, everything. That all comes under physical properties. Chemical properties, all the properties of the whole ingredients. Dal oda property, the vegetables oda property. We cannot separate the properties. Similarly, we cannot get the original substance back. So the chemical changes are permanent and irreversible. Okay. That is why we have to be very careful the learning the differences between the physical and chemical changes. Okay, learn again, go through the video. I also have revised this through the repetition. You also learn once and then write this true or false. Okay, and then send it to me. Okay, thank you.